The Kansas City we know today was not built overnight. Signs of its history are everywhere. All it takes is a walk down the African American Heritage Trail to find out how these locations shaped our city.
In this Black History Month report this morning, KSHB 41 anchor Kevin Holmes takes us to a few stops on the trail, showing us how they live on beyond the history books.
We pass the buildings every day.
It's stunning. It's beautiful.
Remnants of the past.
We needed to have a Black voice in Kansas City.
Still molding the future.
History is today.
Down the African American Heritage Trail, 3 locations show that legacy of the Black community, even if the doors are closed today.
I can just look in and see, like the green leather of the chairs and just wish that I could transport myself back in time for just half an hour till it is soak it all in.
While it's fallen into disrepair, the Green Duck Lounge stood as a bar just north of the Santa Fe neighborhood for decades. Its owner, Leon Jordan, helped build the city's legacy. Before buying the Green Duck in 1955, Jordan reformed the police department in Liberia, later moving back to the U.S. to serve as Kansas City's first Black police lieutenant. He also co-founded the civil rights organization Freedom, Inc., and he even won a seat in Missouri State House of Representatives in 1964. Jordan often talked policy while tending to the bar in the Green Duck.
Anyone that wanted to be elected, that needed votes, would come visit Leon at the Green Duck.
It's about talking policy while you're with people who you enjoy and who you have fun with.
Jordan was shot and killed early in the morning on July 15, 1970, after closing the Green Duck for the night. Despite his death, Jordan's legacy lives on.
I think Leon Jordan is one of the great leaders, not only in Kansas City, but of his era.
Our next stop sits just off I-435.
Hot 103 Jams, Kansas City's #1 for hip-hop and R&B.
Where the tunes may change, but the DJs never turn the dial on the message.
It's not about showing off. It's about taking care of what you do.
Mike Carter has watched his grandfather build KPRS since its opening in 1950. Since the station's inception, its workers have broken the color barrier with music.
We have just been doing what we need to do for the last 72 years, and we're going to continue to do that as long as the good Lord gives us a breath.
Though Carter and his staff will stick to their plan that brought them decades of success by bringing listeners together through music and becoming a pillar of the Kansas City community.
We're just proud to be a part of that history.
It's not just music either. You see, in the 18th and Vine District, another hidden diamond shines for KC's creative minds.
If you have an opportunity to be on stage, if you will, all kinds of wonderful things can happen.
The Gem Theater's marquee and neon sign lit 18th and Vine since its days as a cinema in 1912. It stood as one of the few theaters where African Americans could enjoy a movie in Kansas City until closing in the 1960s.
It was ready for the wrecking ball.
But voices like Pat Jordan's prevented the demolition. Her love for theater drove her to lead renovation efforts from 1989 to lifting the curtain for its reopening in 1997. Those efforts preserved the power behind the Gem.
Even being here in the quiet, there's something that's just very meditative about it and very powerful. And so I feel all of that history when I stand in here.
A history bigger than the building itself. And the reason why these locations lasted as long as they have.
It's not just about the walls and the seats, but it's about the human beings.
In Kansas City, Kevin Holmes, KSHB 41 News.
So hopefully you're not just learning about the trail, but these spots cover just a portion of the African American Heritage Trail. There's a full map, and it may be hard to see on camera here, but there's more than 100 spots in town, with each of these little diamonds representing an historic site. You can explore them online or go visit them in person. And don't worry, we have a link to this entire map on our website right now, kshb.com. You can also find there all of our Black History Month coverage on our website, social media platforms. We've been proud to bring you those stories all throughout the month of February.